You're now tuned into pSyk's weekly Nerf dosage.
Hey, what's up, good people? Welcome to episode 101 of PWND. Now it's gonna take me quite some time to actually say that. 101, 102, 103. Let's just go 101. Okay, 102. So yeah, let's do this again. Hey, what's up, good people? Welcome to episode 101 of PWND. Hope that sounds better. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, I promised you guys that I would try to get my gears moving again and be updating you more often, so I hope that this video gets out ASAP because it's gonna take a little bit of time to edit this stuff. But yeah, thanks so much for the support on the Taobao episode. Thank you so much for the good comments and the encouragement. I'm glad that I was able to help some of you guys out there that were interested in getting stuff off Taobao but weren't able to. I do have some new stuff coming in the next episode. But yeah, this episode, you guys already know, it's about two main stuff. I actually want to put a third one, which I'll just put an annotation anyway. So the first part is about a plunger tube, an expanded plunger tube Retaliator system. So just click this annotation over here to get to that part. If not, then you can skip to the next part, which is about the Xplorer tri-rail barrel attachment for the Nerf Retaliator, which is this annotation over here. And the last annotation would be about my loadout that I will be, I hope that I get this video out on time. So it'll be about my loadout for the NerfSG anniversary war. So click this annotation over here. Alright, so it's been a really hectic week, ups and downs, but work has been really busy, but I managed to get in some time to get a lot of filming, not really a lot of filming, a lot of material down for further or the next few episodes of PWND, and I really just managed to just iron everything down. I took a break from music, I took a break from dance, and I just focused on work and Nerf. And of course I had to maintain my relationship with my girlfriend, so I'm really looking forward to next week when we actually hang out again. I don't even know why I'm sharing this piece of information with you guys, but yeah. And also I managed to do some, I think some fire instant noodle challenge thingy. I wasn't aware about this challenge, but my friend Kenji actually gave me a package. Gave me a packet of it and told me, hey, you gotta film it down. So I did that. The video should be up soon. If it is, then I'll just put an annotation like somewhere here. I don't know. Yeah, so let's just move into the first part of the video, which is about the expanded plunger tube Retaliator. Let's go! You guys have already seen this particular blaster before. I've told you guys about it, but I said that I wasn't able to share it with you guys. It was actually a joint collaboration between a few Nerfers. One of them was Ben, and the other one would be Kevin. I don't know if there's anyone else who is involved in that project, but I think that they were just experimenting with some stuff, and I think they kind of like reached a plateau. So Ben actually handed it to me and said, hey, you know, what do you think you could do with this? And I just went ahead and I opened it up, and I realized that they kind of screwed up the original shell because they were using like putty to make ramps and supports for the new plunger tube, and I was like, you don't even need that. So the other day when Kenji was hanging out with me downstairs, I decided to open it up and do a quick show and tell of the internal. So check out this video.
Hey everyone, it's a cloudy Sunday afternoon, feeling a little under the weather. Yeah, but I decided that, you know, since I'm here sitting with Kenji, he went and get us some Arizona tea. But I open up this blaster and I'll show you the inside. This is in response or as a promise to Ben that I will do a review of what I've done for this expanded plunger tube Retaliator. So here we go. First of all, there's some shell work that you have to do. You cut the back off of your bolt sled, because if not it will get caught in the way of this expanded plunger tube because of the outer diameter. Next is the shell work. Basically, you replicate this on both halves of the shell. You remove these two ribs over here, which is really simple. If you have a pair of wire cutters, just basically pinch and peel sideways, and then the whole thing will just come out really cleanly. Then you get a Dremel, and you Dremel off a straight line here, leave this and this in place, and then after that you gotta just sand this part down a little bit, and possibly here as well. I'm showing you this side because this is a thicker half of the shell, as in in terms of the screw ports. It's the thicker side, so that's technically all you have to do to the shell on both sides. Alright, so getting back to the main side where the new plunger tube is housed. Alright, so you guys can see that the plunger tube has some dirt on it because this is a reused PVC pipe, but I'm gonna just shift the catch plate out of the way first, and we'll take out the plunger tube itself. Sorry, I'm just trying my best to do this with one hand. Right, okay, so right off the bat you can see that the front is made up of a stock Retaliator plunger tube, and basically we got some PVC as spacers around it, and then I put Teflon tape and we hooked it all in, made sure it's flush. So it sits about this far in, and that is about 1 centimeter in, that's about it. And then I reinforced it with a pair of machine screws, and then I glued the machine screws so that it will be completely airtight. Alright, that makes up the first part of the plunger itself. Now we go into the plunger rod. I'm just going to take it out and show you guys what the plunger rod. Okay, there we go. So plunger rod is basically a semi-homemade plunger rod. It's a rubber gasket, 2 metal washers, and the notch is the same. So this is exactly what I'm trying to get the focus, guys. I'm sorry. Focus, damn it! It's not focusing, so maybe I'll just shift it here. Okay, that works. That's how far down of the actual plunger rod you want to cut it down to, and then you have metal washers in the front and the back of the gasket, and then you want to install a machine screw straight down. So my advice is that thinner lip over there, please fill it up with epoxy, and then it's easier for you to install the screw. So that's about it. And you install everything back and it should work perfectly fine. Yep. Let me show you the inside of the plunger tube. This is what it looks like on the inside, so you guys can see how far in everything sits, including the screws. Alright. Yeah, that's about it for the internals. Bye.
Yeah, that's basically it. Just goes to show that you can improve the Retaliator in more ways than one. Now, I am quite happy with this mod because it really makes me feel like we are really pushing the, I think it would be the main or the key, would that be the word? Elite blaster, the main elite blaster, or the face of all elite blasters would be, I guess, in my opinion, the Retaliator. I mean, besides the Rapid Strike, where that's like the flywheel side, the automatic firing system. But it's like, I really felt like, you know, the Retaliator had its like prime for a little while and it died because of all the, you know, all the stagnation. And then of course Soul Scud was, you know, the first to actually kind of retrofit the Retaliator internals into a recon shell, and then I went all crazy into that. And then out of nowhere, you know, they have people making like drop-in kits for Retaliator. Orange Mod Works, the Chinese one, which we just called the Tiong kit or the Taobao kit, and then it just kept quiet for a little while. Other blasters came, you know, into the spotlight, especially the Strife and the Rapid Strike, and then out of nowhere again, 3D printed shotgun grips. That was just pure sick, pure awesomeness. And then now we have things like, you know, expanding the plunger tube so you could get more air volume out of it. And I actually found that little aluminium stub. Big ups to Rob of Southern Brisbane Nerf Club for that. Rob, we actually have the material here in Singapore. I found a shop that sells it, so I don't have to trouble you anymore. But thank you so much for pointing that to me. You will always be noted in my Nerf history books that, you know, introduced this wonderful material to me, and I could just install it into any breach system. So I hope that you guys like that and got inspired, and hopefully it'll make you want to improve your Retaliator from what it is now to where it, you know, it could be in the future, and what else it would be. All right, yeah, shotgun grip in awesome teal color. Yeah, so now we're going to move on to the next part of the video, which is about the tri-rails. Let's go. Over the past couple of years, I think Xplorer has, you know, shifted its fan base, and people have been in and out of Xplorer. I would not say that I'm a huge supporter of Xplorer. I would say that I like some of the products. I just feel that it's way overpriced. But Kenji actually got his hands on one of these tri-rail barrels. and he handed it to me, and he said, hey, you know, if you want, you can just take a look and do a review and do an installation, stuff like that. Because previously I did an installation video or a review video of the Retaliator shotgun grip as compared to the Taobao 3D printed shotgun grip. But now we have awesome shotgun grips made locally here in Singapore, so Singaporean pride, Lion City pride, by Ray Tan aka Greendra. Xplorer decided to make a tri-rail barrel, and this is what it looks like. 3 Picatinny rails that are molded. I think it's casted or it could be CNC, I don't know. But I went ahead and I did an installation video. So before further explanation, or before I go more into this, please check out the video.
Looky, we have the Xplorer tri-rail barrel attachment for the Retaliator right here. It's already attached, as in the shotgun grip is already attached onto the barrel attachment itself, and this is what it looks like. Semi-attached. You can see 3 screws over here, screw ports that help you to open up this grip part. You have a screw here, or this extension piece, as well as this piece over here, and then you have the rails itself, and this thing is really heavy. But of course, with the kit comes with this few little accessories over here. Let me explain what they are. First of all, is a pair of rubber washers, or plastic washers. I think it's more like nylon washers. It should be nylon. Yeah, might be wrong. It's probably nylon. And then you have these 2 things, which is like a peg, like a plastic peg, as well as a washer and a screw. And basically it's like this. So let me just unscrew it so that you guys can see. There we go. So like that. I did hear from Kenji that originally that it was a bit longer, and he had to kind of like shave it down because it was a bit too long, so that when you installed the grip onto the blaster, or this part, there was too much excess from the screw down, so it was sticking out. So yeah, he said that there was a little bit of work to be done here. Now, in order for you to install this and use a shotgun grip, you have to do some very minor modifications to your shell, and I'm gonna show that to you right now. First of all, of course, you have to get your Retaliator, and I've already opened mine up, so please pardon me. But anyway, this is what a Retaliator looks like on the inside, with the shell already opened up. Now you want to remove this part, which is the slide piece. So you want to get rid of the slide piece, and you do that by, and this is the difficult side, so I'm going to show you guys on camera. When you remove the whole plunger assembly, you'll see this little silver screw, and I'm just going to remove this just because I'll install it later. So get yourself a screwdriver, and then you're going to remove this screw, the silver screw right here in front of the nub that goes into the bolt sled itself. So once you have that removed, and set that aside, don't lose it, because you know, in case you ever want to reinstall the slide, then just get the slide out and put it aside, and then you have a slideless Retaliator shell. Now the next thing is, now this is really depending on I don't know, on measurements of plastic, I guess, but in the past, when you had to install the older Xplorer shotgun grip, you had to actually shave down the sides of this part over here. So I removed these 2 screws already on the muzzle piece, and let me see if I can just remove this without having to. Okay, there we go. So these 2 will actually get in the way because you'll be installing those washers into your bolt sled right here. So you know, when it closes like that, like so, it's supposed to close this way, but because of the washers now, or the spaces there, this slot over here becomes a little bit thicker. Is that slot over there? It becomes a little bit thicker, so you know, there might not be enough space for clearance on this edge. So there's a possibility that you might have to shave this down, but let's just try it out with this particular set, because I've noticed that the washers, or the spaces over here, are kind of like filed down. Let me see if I can show. Yeah, it's kind of filed down. So yeah, I'm gonna remove this other screw also on this side, and I'll be installing these spaces with the shaved down half facing the front. So this will be the front like that, and it's supposed to go on the inside of your bolt sled, which is this way. Okay, so it's gonna take a little bit of coaxing to get it in, but you know, if you take your time, it would work out. So here I am. I'm gonna give it a shot right now. It'll be a lot easier if you removed your bolt sled from the breech, but you know me, I'm just lazy. So yeah. So after some time of struggling, I managed to get one peg in, and as you can see, like I mentioned, I have installed it with the shaved side facing the front. Okay, and you can see that the peg is not like a complete circle. You can see that it's flat on two sides, so I'm gonna make the flat side face the front. Now, you will probably struggle with trying to fit the peg into the slot, so I came up with a really great idea. So what I want to do is I want to grab one of the screws and the washer and slot it into this outside slot of the bolt sled, and then you want to line it up on the other side. And wait, let me just push this washer in, line it up, and you want to kind of thread it just a bit so that it could just bite a little bit into the screw port, so that you know it won't slip out that easily. Then you want to have to align it along with the slot right here, and while doing your best to keep the alignment right there, you want to kind of hold it and tighten the screw on the end so that the washer will be, you know, acting as a block, and then it'll be pulling the peg through instead. So that's what I'm aiming to do, and should be a lot easier than just manually trying to push it through by hand. I'm just trying to make sure that the alignment's right, because if the alignment's off, then you know it'll be resting against the slot, and that's not what I want. I want it to go into the slot and not rest against it. That's my mom's phone, by the way. It's freaking loud, and I don't understand why she has to have a phone on that loud, but yeah. Right, so I'm tightening it a little bit, and gonna readjust the alignment right now. I think that this should be it in the middle. At least I think so, and I hope that I'm right. So tighten it a bit more, and seems to be going good so far. Hopefully I can get it to go through the slot. Doesn't look really straight, does it? So I might have to loosen it up a bit and make sure that it's aligned perfectly, because there's very little room for error, you know, just a bit, and you might risk ruining your whole bolt sled instead, and that's not what you want to do. Okay, I think I got it, so I'm going to try and push it. Yeah, I did. So see, so that's what you want to do. And now I have both sides with the grinded part down. I'm going to remove this screw right here. Put it back down there. Now we're going to try and align this up with the muzzle piece, and we'll see if it gets in the way. So let's hope that it doesn't. Oh, unfortunately it does. Look, it's kind of tough. It stretches the bolt sled out a bit, as you can see. It's touching on the edges, so yeah, looks like we'll have to shave this part down, this part and this part, just aligned with the spacer over there. Right, but it's not as bad as the older Retaliator, where you really have to just completely sand this part down. If not, it would really get in the way. So well, we'll just continue with the installation this way, and then we'll see how it goes. So now you're gonna just want to put everything back into place. So muzzle piece goes in first. Of course, I gotta make sure that this guy stays down, and I install the muzzle piece exactly like that. Then we get this guy, and make sure that this peg goes through the slot over here. Hang on, guys. It's pretty strange. I might have to twist it a little bit. I don't know. Let's see. Oh no. Oh no, that's not good. Now I know what that shave is for. Okay, so I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna take back my words. Let me just see if I can twist it inside here, but I don't think it's gonna work as, you know, smoothly as I thought it was. Let's see if I can twist it. No, it's just stretching against. Oh no, there's no way. Okay, now guys, I'm really sorry. I have to take my words back. This shaved part is supposed to be facing down because that's where the clip comes in, and this would get in the way of the clip lip. So the flat parts have to be up and down in order to get into that slot. So this means that I have no choice but I have to shave this part down. That sucks, but I'm just gonna get a pair of wire cutters and I'm gonna just cut it down simply because. And I am back, and yes, for the sake of this review for you guys and for something that isn't even mine, I went ahead and I sacrificed a perfectly good, perfectly working Retaliator muzzle, and as you can see, that's the remnants of it, or the removed parts of it. Just got myself a pair of wire cutters and I just cut it off, and I didn't even care if this part wasn't as clean as I wanted. I just heard something drop, but I don't even know what that was, but oh well. So yeah, I've already cut this part down, and as you can see now, it's going to slot right in without having any problems, as you can see. Okay, so we're going to install everything back. So you want to hold this dart tooth piece down, and then you want to install this back into place, and also at the same time make sure that the dart tooth goes in and is functional. As you can see, it's functioning fine, not going to run anywhere. And for me, I am not going to install back the jam door so that I can show you guys what it looks like when you have to prime it and close. But yeah, put this back in place like that. Looks a bit dirty. I don't like it when my plunger tube's dirty. I have no idea what that is, but it looks dirty. But yeah, what the hell. I'm going to install this back, and got to make sure that this slot goes there through this thing right here. So yeah, so I'm going to do now. Okay, maybe I just want to remove this one. Okay, I'm going to remove the plunger tube first so I can get the whole breech and bolt sled into the slot exactly like so. What happened to this piece over here? I want to, okay, there, right, and then get this guy and install this guy back in place. It should sit like that. And at this point of time, you guys are gonna have to struggle a little bit because this spacer is sticking out in the back over here, as you can see. So you cannot put your Retaliator flat down on the table or on whatever you're resting on. Then get your catch plate with the catch spring, slip it back in place, make sure your triggers all in place and everything. There's this little piece, so I hope that you guys don't lose this little piece over here, the extra slot for the, you know, the one last dart shot. Yeah, and then I guess that's about it, and get the other half and then close out the blaster. So before you close out the blaster shell, you want to make sure that this peg has the flat parts, you know, on top and below, with the file down part facing downwards. Okay, and then what I like to do when I'm closing this up is I like to hold it in a pinch kind of style at the jam door area. That's where my index finger is, and my thumb is holding the mag well, with the rest of my fingers supporting the shell in the back, like that, because this and this do not touch when you close the blaster. So now, just as you are about to close up the other half of the shell, what you need to make sure is, besides, apart from everything sitting in place, is you want to make sure that this peg goes into this slot first, and just kind of have the bolt set about midway past the jam door area, because this will help you with the, you know, the back part of the bolt lock area if you guys are keeping the bolt lock in place. So we're going to line the peg up with the shell first, and once you clear that, as you can see, then you're going to slowly coax the rest of the shell on. I think something slipped out of place, which is of course the bolts that being a little bitch. But yeah, just make sure everything's in place again. It's a bit difficult because you're not doing this on a flat surface, you're holding it up. And I will try again. Get it in exactly like that. Now everything is seated nicely in place. Install a couple of screws at the front, and then install your spring on the back lead up, and then close up your whole blaster. So there we go. That simple. And I will go ahead and close out the blaster and then get back to you guys. When you're done closing up the shell, it should look something like this with the two pegs sticking out. And then when you kind of pull it back, okay, and then you push it forward, you shouldn't have any problems pushing the bolt set all the way to the front. that's when you know that you've cut off enough of the muzzle piece. Okay, so I'm gonna try and show you guys with this lighting over here. I don't even know if you can see anything, but you can see that it's like there's almost like, you know, none of that plastic piece over there, and so the bolts that just, yeah, I think that's kind of nice. Oh, okay, there you guys can see it. So with the paper in the background, it's white paper in the background, so it's good contrast. You can see it just slips over like that without any problems whatsoever. We'll check out on the other side and see if we can sneak a peek on this. There we go. Alright, so no problem whatsoever. That's what it's supposed to be like. Next, what you want to do is grab the spacer. I've already done it on one side, as you can see. But what you're going to do is just grab a spacer and you're going to push it over this nub over here. No, wait, I pushed it in a little bit too much. So what you want to do is you want to push the bolt all the way to the front so that, you know, it's resting against the shell a little bit. And then you want to install this spacer over here and just friction fit it on top of the peg itself. Now when you do so, it should still operate smoothly, as you can see, no problems whatsoever. Oops, gonna have to dry fire in a bit, push it all the way back and dry fire. My AR is still intact, so don't worry about that, guys. There you go. And then now we're gonna get into this guy over here. So first of all, you have to have this grip off so that you can slide this thing, you know, off, and then you can install this, twist it into place, and then install the arm. So we're gonna get ourselves a screwdriver and remove the 3 screws and split or fillet the grip off. As you can see, the 2 halves of the grip is off. Now we have just the tri-rail barrel, and I'm going to just do the usual, which is slip it into place and twist it, and it's a friction fit. You don't hear any clicks because you don't actually have to click it in place, because what's going to hold it there locked in this direction is the grip itself. So it's really front heavy right now, and let me just show you the scary thing about it on the inside. Okay, you can see all the way right through it, but let me gonna get this little light and show it to you guys that yes, it's just like ribbed all the way through. I can't even get the light shining on the inside, can I? No light's gonna go through. Okay, there you go. So you can see the light on the inside, and you can see that it's just ribbed all the way down, all the way to the front of the barrel itself. So it's just like ridges and ridges and ridges, and ribbed all the way in. And you'll be wondering, hey, wouldn't the dart actually bounce off on the inside? Yes, it would if you did not upgrade the spring, or if you have a dart that kind of fishtails on the inside, then it's going to affect your performance of your Retaliator overall. So this is one thing that I find is a downside. It's a really big con, because I guess Xplorer kind of wants you to use their own, you know, their own proprietary kits with the Retaliator, with this barrel. So, you know, however, if you guys really need a barrel material, I would say, okay, we'll just judge from the front, I would say PETG works. Look, yes, it's a bit wobbly, but PETG works. It goes all the way through. Yeah, you guys can see it goes all the way through. You can also use brass. Brass works fine too, but it's way too much space around it. And this is the wider brass, which is what, 17/36, no, 9/16 brass. This is 9/16 brass. And last but not least, I have a material that is of the same outer diameter as CPVC, and this is the best fit out of all. As you can see, it's almost perfect fit for it. However, if you use CPVC, then your dart probably will never be fired out of the barrel itself, due to the way the breech is made, unless you have a custom breech or you have a brass breech that goes all the way to the front. So it's something for you guys to consider about, but I'm just gonna go ahead and continue with the installation just for fun. So it's friction fit. There's no click into place kind of thing going on, just friction fit exactly like that. So purely friction fit. Just turn the light up a little bit so that you guys can see a bit more. So friction fit will not drop out, but makes it very front heavy, as you can see. And the reason why you don't have to worry about that click is because everything's going to be held in place by the grips itself when you install them. So let's go ahead and install them, shall we? Right, first of all, again, it's gonna be a little bit hard to do this on camera, but what the hell, right? You wanna slot the grip and make sure that this goes in here, and then you gotta make sure that this part slots into your peg that's sticking out. So we're gonna do just that, and we're gonna push it down. There we go. There we go. So there, you can see everything's seated nicely right now. I'm gonna do the same on the other side, which is this side that's facing up to us. Line up the slot over here, make sure it goes in, and close up the front, and make sure everything's aligned nicely, and then grab the original screws, which are these 3 screws, and screw them back into place. Okay, so we're gonna secure the grip first of all, so let's just do that right now. Now once you've installed the 3 screws and secured the grip in place, you're gonna get these bad boys over here and install them into this slot and the slot on the back. Alright, so I'm gonna do so right now. So as you guys can see, the screw is screwed all the way down, but you can still see that there is a space between the grip connector and the edge of the screw, and the same thing's happening on the other side. So let me just get the right lighting for you guys. And the downside is this side seems okay, but not so much for this side because it's rubbing against the shell, and this is kind of touching. You can see the grip touches the shell, and I don't know how I'm supposed to rectify that. I might have to source for a bit more spaces on my own, but if I add more spaces on the inside there, you can see that the arms are kind of bent outwards. I don't even know if that's supposed to happen. So yeah, basically this is the installation that I have for now. If I ever find a solution for that, I would definitely be telling you guys, but that's all I have right now. So sit tight, guys.
So as you guys can see, this thing, I don't know. I'm sure the Xplorer has its own fan base, but this barrel really isn't for me. It's really not something that I think is cool. Like, the rails are really close to the shotgun grip, so if I were to attach anything here, and my fingers probably get in the way, unless I'm supposed to hold it exactly like this, which is kind of uncomfortable, you see, especially when you're using stronger spring loads. And then you have this thing over here, which is really tall, and it looks a bit strange because it looks like a cross, right? Very much like what Vash's Stampede, or was it? No, it looks like Whitebeard, doesn't it? But yeah, and I had the biggest gripe, which is the way the barrel is made. On the inside, it just doesn't fit Nerf, barrels. Those are Nerf tubes. So this is really, I have no idea. It's just, I understand Xplorer makes products for, their own kits, but to create products like this, it's basically, it's their business model, and I'm not here to say, hey, change your business model, but from a customer or an external party, which is me, a potential customer, my point of view would be that you should make stuff that is universal. You know what I mean? So everyone can use it. Number one, right off the bat, this thing is really front heavy. There is no way that I can balance this thing if I don't use a lot of strength in my my grip and my wrist. But this thing just hangs all the way down. It's just, even if I don't know, guys, it's just really too front heavy. This part of my shell keeps getting scratched off. Yes, I mean scraped on. Yes, I know that it's an unimportant part of the blaster because it doesn't really have any paint job, but if I bring it up close to you guys, you're gonna see what this this grip, or this barrel attachment with the grip, has done to my shell so far. And I'm gonna go behind the camera so I can get the light for you guys. So is this part of the shell? Get the focus right. There we go. As you guys can see, it's worn out, it's scratched off just because of this. Let me flip to the other side and I'll show you on the other side. It's the same. Look, right there. See that, guys? The whole top half is just ground down by this arm over here. So that's one flaw. Number two is this. You see, it's still sticking up, and I don't really like that. Oh well. So those are my gripes, and I'll just give you guys a firing demonstration. Now, what I have done on the inside is, first of all, I upgraded the spring, because you need a powerful spring in order to launch the dart with a high enough velocity so that it would fly in a relatively straight trajectory, so it would not hit any of the ribs inside. But what I also did was I actually inserted a long length of PETG. Now, I chose PETG because the PETG I had lying around slightly looser, slightly wider than what a dart would would be, dart's outer diameter would be. So hopefully it will bounce a bit, but not too much. And this is one of the best barrels I could find right now that would probably not cause any friction, so the dart would just exit the barrel. The spring I have inside is a Black Tactical V2 spring, I believe, and I think that is about 8 kilograms. Yeah, so I have it. I have darts inside this clip over here, which is by Blaster Mods and Blaster Parts. Dart Blaster. So yeah, this is the banana clip, and I have, I think, 6 darts on the inside, so I'm just gonna fire 6 off to the wall over there. Sorry, no more foam thing, and I'm afraid that I might scratch the paint off the wall, but you know, we're using soft streamlined tips, so there you go. Here's the cosmetics of it. You guys could take a look. Alright, so prime it. Everything seems okay so far. Close it. Everything seems okay so far. Let's go. First that comes out, lucky. Okay, so all 6 darts out. You guys can hear I still have the air restrictors inside because I want to make sure that my plunger rod does not break. Just want to make sure that my blaster lives long. So yeah, this is basically it. This is a tri-rail barrel with a CTR stock and this attachment that we got off Taobao. Thank you, Nobi, for that.
So I am here again as an add-on to the video about something that I want to highlight to you guys about the tri-rail barrel. But first of all, we're here with Kenji.
Hey yo, what's up?
What's up? We're at
Check
Moss.
this out.
Best chicken ever. Best chicken. That's how she put that sound effect inside. And then we have like milk tea and peach tea with
Milk.
inside, and it's freaking awesome.
Tastes like Yakult or Vitagen or whatever you guys
shit,
have it.
man, it's really good. Okay, so I take a bite. Just give me a minute. I'll put this on the side. Alright. Now, something I want to highlight to you guys that I totally missed out on. Originally, the tri-rail was actually made without this extension piece. So at first the rails was actually right next to the barrel itself. But you know, that's nothing that we cannot address. That's something we cannot address now because this is not what it's made, the way it's made now. However, you guys look at the ridges, okay? Just look at the ridges here, and then you compare it to the ridges here. See the difference in height? So this means that because the ridges here are so shallow, there's a very high chance that not every single attachment piece is going to work. I cannot guarantee you that that is the truth, but it might be. I don't really know. But if it doesn't work, then it sucks. So you guys just take note of it. Yeah. Also, if you were to attach anything on the side rail, look at how little clearance there is in between the grip and the rail itself. So you know, if you have bigger attachments that stick out, just be careful. Even rail covers would stick out, and that was something that Gavin actually pointed out earlier on. He was like, "Oh man, even if I make rail covers with this, it's gonna get in the way because you're supposed to hold the grip like that. See, like that. But even if you do this, look, my fingers are already touching the rail itself. So something really important that I thought I would highlight to you guys in case I forget. So that is also +1 to the negative points. So I should say minus more points instead. Minus more points for this particular product. Oh well. One more thing I want to point out about the rails as well. Top rails. Let's look at the inconsistency here. And this probably is a design flaw that gets repeated. So it might be a copy and pasting when during the designing period or the CAD work. So check it out. This was pointed out to me by someone else. I'll get his permission to see if I can mention his name, but if not, then sorry. But this, we're going to start with the ridge over here. This first ridge is thin, and then there's 2 thick ridges. So it's all in sets of 3. So every single set of 3 is going to be thin, thick, thick. So check it out: thin, thick, thick, thin, thick, thick, thin, thick, thick, thin, thick, thick, thin, thick, thick. It goes just keeps going thin, thick, thick. Thin, thick, thick, thin. Something for you guys to take note of when you're fitting your attachments on top, if you can fit it, because it's so shallow anyway. But yeah, take note of that, guys. I don't think it's the same on the side wheels though. Side wheels look pretty even. But yeah.
Now let's go on to the last part of the video, which is about my loadout.
Alright, this is my loadout for tomorrow's war. And depending on which war I actually attend, my loadout is going to be different. So let's talk about tomorrow's war. It's the NerfSG 6th anniversary war. And they have this every year just to commemorate the anniversary of the forum and the community. Or I wouldn't say the community, but yeah, when the forum was started. So it'll be held at East Coast Park. So there's some new gameplay modes, very interesting gameplay modes. And this war is not a stock war. Modified blasts are allowed. I think only air-powered blasters are not allowed. Or was it only streamlined length darts? Okay, I don't know about the air blasters part, but I know that only streamlined length darts are allowed. So as I mentioned earlier on, depending on the war that I attend, because sometimes I attend stock wars, sometimes I attend high-powered wars like Atani's ones where Stefan's actually allowed. Alright, so we shall start with the stuff already, and these are the essentials over here. Essentials meaning that I will always bring these to a war, no matter which war. Except for the blaster, but okay, maybe it's an essential because of the rig. But please ignore this plastic bag and the Retaliator, because that is me just returning Ben's stuff. So yes, Ben, troublesome because I bring you so much shit already. You made me bring this now, just joking. So anyway, I will start with this part over here. This is the bag that I will always bring, and it's a rifle case. It's pretty roomy. I like it because it's long, so you can actually disassemble some blasters, and you can put half of them over here. The width is about 2.5 blasters wide, so 2 blasters slotted this way, and you could technically stack, like for example, see the way I did the Retaliator out. You could stack it up like that, and you can have a full length long shot inside here, so it should be enough space. And the fact that I've downgraded from a chest rig into a battle belt, so this saves me a lot more space. So as you can see, there are already 4 clips over here. These are 12 dart clips. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8 12 dart clips. I have a pair of Nerf clip-to-clip connectors. These are gotten off Taobao. Also, never ever go to a war without your safety goggles. So I have 3. In case one breaks, I have another one. It's always good to have another spare. That's just me. Okay, and then I have my camera. This is the SJ4000. I have a camera mount, which is supposed to hold this. And the good thing about this mount is it's printed by Area 503, by the way. But the good thing about this mount is that it actually latches onto both Nerf rails as well as Picatinny rails. So yeah, I like that. And I don't know why my video is so dark. I will have to try and brighten it up post-production, I'm sorry. A pair of Phillips head screwdrivers, one a bit thicker and one thin and long, just the way I like it. A flathead screwdriver, a little jackknife or pocket knife, which is a knife on one side, a pair of scissors over here, a pair of tweezers, and a toothpick. Okay, and needle nose pliers, a pair of Ziploc bags, a 3D printed angled foregrip. I don't know why, but this is just in my bag. I thought that just in case, you know, for a better grip, just might want to attach it. And of course, I have my battle belt over here. You guys can see it's in camo, and on the battle belt is 6 18 dart clips. Now I'm going to bring another one, 7, that one over there on top. Please ignore that bunch, but that one will be the one that I start the game off with. So I have 6 over here, and these are held onto my battle belt with the help of all of these, which are the fast mags. We call them fast mags. It's basically a molly clip, and they're all stacked in pairs. You know, you can actually stack more, but you know, it'll be a bit strange if you stack more than 2. A bit uncomfortable for me. And I do believe that if you guys don't have access to getting these fast mags, you can also go ahead and get the 3D printed clips or clip holders from Narrowbase, because apparently those are bomb. And then over here I have a drop leg holster, and it's holding on to a hammer shot that is a stock hammer shot. I have no time to modify it. Plus, the truth is it's a grey trigger hammer shot, but it has a left-handed 3D printed hammer shot holster from Narrowbase, and it's a really awesome holster. And I've been waiting to, you know, to just rock this on a drop leg patch or drop leg panel. So this drop leg rig actually goes onto, it hooks onto my belt, it goes onto my thigh, and this goes around my waist. Yeah, so moving on to what's in this pocket over here. This is a bunch of zip ties, and never ever hurts to have zip ties. I also have a carabiner or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so these are the essentials that is in this bag. Also, I have some plastic bags that I put inside, and my previous Nerf clan patch, which is the foam fanatics. I hope that those guys are doing good. Yep, so this is it. And like I said, this is a stock length darts or full length darts. So you can actually see a flying ant. I'm gonna kill that ant later, but yeah. So I'm sorting it out. I'm trying out some of these darts. These are the Chinese made or China made darts. They have no empty slots or empty holes, or the holes in the tips, so they should be, performing quite well. I'm gonna test them out tomorrow. And okay, so here we go. This is the part that y'all are more interested in. As you can see, I have 4 blasters over here. I have a sling. This sling is optional. I do not bring it out all the time. Sometimes I take it out, sometimes I don't. If I'm going to, say for example, Atani's War, and I bring along a AirTech 3000 for example, I don't need that because I don't have sling mounts on my blaster. But here we go. First of all, I'm trying out my Exus tomorrow. As you guys can see, I pimped it up all the way already. I have a nice pSyk on the bottom over here. Got some crazy stickers. Got pSyk over there, and it says pwned on this side. And I'll be doing a crazy full-length video review on this thing. Full feature, I should say. Also, it's featuring very nice 3D printed muzzle attachments from Gavin, and inside it is a black. As you guys can see, it's a black barrel, and what this barrel is actually a rifle barrel that is from Zorko. So 3D printed goodness for performance upgrades and cosmetic upgrades. So yeah, I'm gonna bring that out tomorrow. I have a my favorite long shot. This is the red long shot that I pimped the hell out of it. It also has Zorko's 3D printed goodies inside it, which is all the performance mods like the shell support, the plunger tube supports, etc. It also has a 3D printed rifle barrel, and on the outside, as you can see over here, is a 3D printed muzzle piece by Gavin, and it's a combination of 2 very, very good 3D printed accessory designers here in Singapore. So best of both worlds. I'm just marrying both worlds together. This is gonna be crazy awesome. And on the right of it, I'll get to that later. On the right of it is my favorite Retaliator. So now what this has is actually 3D printed shotgun grip in bubblegum pink by Greendra, aka Ray. I put some very crazy I think this is like kimono themed or Japanese themed fabric stickers on the metal arm, so this goes very well. I originally intended for this to go onto the teal grip, but for tomorrow I decided to go for pink theme. It's bubblegum pink, and I have Slydev's iron sight or angled iron sight printed out. These are in hot pink colored, and I have Gavin's 3D printed Picatinny rail front for the Retaliator, as you guys can see. So this is super tricked out. It's featuring this new stock attachment, so I can attach it to this, and it's a G&G Armories or something. I don't know what G&G something. It's that shoulder stock attachment, and I think that this whole thing goes really well. In it is a 8kg spring. Yeah, I think using mostly stock internals, except for the fact that this is I think it's a metal bolt sled. I don't know, is it? Yeah, it's a metal bolt sled, a metal recon bolt sled, along with a aluminum stub inside the breech. That's the the new performance mod that I did, and on top of that, it's it's already got a tricked out spring power. ARs are still intact, so I know that I'm not gonna damage this easily. So this one is my tryout blaster for tomorrow. This will be my main primary blaster, and this is my backup in case this goes wrong. It also depends, for some reason, some days this might outperform that, I don't know. And this blue Retaliator over here is my spare or my loner blaster. So basically internally it's exactly the same as this Retaliator, it's just that externally I'm using the Taobao 3D printed shotgun grip, and as well as a worker blue color stock. Yeah, and this 3D printed piece also gotten from the same guy that made this F10555. Yeah, apart from that, nothing much. Yep. But internally set up, it's almost exactly the same. It's just that this one has an Orange Modworks black, I think it was an Immortal kit. Yeah, Immortal kit stage 2 Immortal kit vault set. So this is my loadout for tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope that I'll be able to edit the video within the next couple of hours and upload it for you guys to watch.
And with that, we come to the end of this episode of Pwned. I hope that you guys liked the video, and I hope that you guys like the content. Just sharing with you guys, you know, mods and things that come my way, and give you my opinion. You know, I'm always like about being real. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. If it's good, I'll say it. If it's not, I'll say that it's not. So, thank you for sticking all the way throughout. Stay tuned for the next episode. The next episode is not really a new concept, but next episode is going to be a different style just for this episode, because it's going to be 2 separate videos, but they will be kind of linked together, and when it's released, or when they are released, you will understand. Hopefully this style actually works for this particular you know, series of things that I want to share with you guys without trying to give away too much information. Alright, so that's about all I have to say for this episode. Thank you so much always for the support. If you like this video, I hope you guys give me a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, I hope that you consider subscribing to my channel. Sorry guys, because I make Nerf videos almost weekly. Yes, I'm sorry. The previous episode someone said, well, it's more like pSyk's monthly Nerf dosage, and I'm so sorry. Yeah, I am. But anyway, that's about it guys. Joel's pay the bills. Teamwork makes the dream work. Exactly like how my friends and I just work together and get some mods done. Till next week or next episode, peace.